Yo, what's up guys? Viral here, coming to you with a PvP guide on Nightblade Sin. Now, at first I wasn't going to release this build and I didn't plan on making a video for it, but I decided to due to popular request. A lot of people have been asking me about it because they see me play it in my videos or see me in Warfronts running it and destroying with it because it's such a good build. It's my favorite build at the moment as of now. Probably play it the most. Its damage is insane. Its burst is insane. It's just a great build overall. And a lot of people have been asking me for it, so I'm just gonna give it to you, I guess. Yeah, so let's just get started because people want the point spread here, so let's do this. So I'll give you what I run and then I'll go over what variations you can run. So I go, you want to be 36 Assassin, 40 Nightblade. And as a sub-soul, you want Marksman. If you're more into dueling and 1v1s, go with Blade Dancer to grab sidesteps. Other than that, stick with Marksman so you get the range and on the double. Okay? Now, the Assassin tree is straight out. Pretty simple, so let's get this done. Ruthlessness, you want 5. You want 5 in Magnify Pain, 1 in Puncture, 3 in Cloak and Dagger, 1 in Blinding Powder, 4 in Cruel Vengeance, 1 Backstab, 3 Poison Potency, 3 Serrated Blades, 1 Improved Stealth, 5 out of 5 in Poison Mastery, 1 in Slip Away, 1 in Debilitating Poison. My phone, sorry about that. Nightblade, you want 5 Burning Rage, 5 Blazing Fury, 1 Twilight Force, 2 Coup de Grace, 1 Flame Thrust, 1 Advanced State of Sloth, 3 Lingering Flame, 3 Fire and Death Attunement, 3 Night Stalker, 3 Heat Retention, 1 Scourge, 3 Enhanced Weapon Enchantments, 2 Enkindle, 1 Dust to Dawn, 1 Scorching Wither, 2 in Ignited Weapons, and finally 3 in Blackout. Now, breakdown on why I chose what I chose. So let's go over to the Assassin tree. I'll go over the variability, what you can choose to run instead. So I took a point, you can do this if you want. I took a point out of Cruel Vengeance so I could have more variability later in the tree, but if you want to keep that, go ahead. But it's not going to let you grab Debilitating or, one of these abilities. Now, you have a choice here. You can sacrifice points to grab Enduring Brew, Foul Play. It's up to you. You're going to be sacrificing damage mostly, a lot of damage for it, but it's up to you if you want to be more tanky and have that interrupt. But really, the reason I didn't grab Foul Play is because I have Debilitating Poison, because I'm sapping their energy already. That's enough with the damage on top of it. Plus I have a Blinding Power, which can act as an interrupt, as well as a Vanish, Silence, Vanish, Stun if I need to. So I really don't need that stun in my opinion. And I don't miss it at all. So, Enduring Brew, I don't need that. I'm fine. I always feel tanky. I already feel tanky enough with Twilight Transcendence. If you want to be more into 1v1s and dueling, go ahead and grab Enduring Brew. It's up to you. Okay, that's it for this tree really, the variabilities. Variabilities in this tree, you can choose to grab Dark Malady if you want, but I do not suggest you do this. It's Jagged Strike is it's better to open with this because it's only 8 seconds and 20% damage, and it's really not that much. I mean, yes, you'll have that short period of burst with Cloak and Dagger and Dark Malady popping, but really the setup, it's not worth it to do that. You're not popping out of stealth enough for it to be worth that point. So just start with Jagged Strike. I mean, it's easy to set up with Jagged Strike because you have Lost Hope, you have a Lost Hope, so you can get a free sap off, get up close, pop the Jagged Strike. If you don't want to pop Jagged Strike and you're popping up on a healer, just use Smother, really. So, really, yeah, that's it for that. You don't want Even Fear because you're not going to be using Dust Strike that much. Rarely, ever. I'll explain when you do use it. But, yeah, that's the point spread. I'm going to breeze through that pretty fast. So, let's go over how to play this build. So, I don't use macros for this build except for 2, and I'll tell you why. The blind, focus blind, obviously, because if I don't want to try and switch targets, blah blah blah, to get the blind off, it's it's faster just use a focus blind, have my focus target set up. What was I gonna say? Oh, for the other macro that I use is Fiery Chains and then Fiery Spike. Now the reason for this is because you always want to be casting Fiery Spike before Fiery Chains. It's always a priority. it deals more damage, and you know, it's just better to have go in front of it. However, you should keep them separate as well, and the reason for this being is because sometimes you want a fiery spike over fiery chains. For example, let's this will be a good example. Let me get some combo points here. Alright, so let's say I'm at 4 combo points, alright, and I want to do a switch on a target. Now I have 4 combo points. If I just want to switch onto this target and get fiery spikes up right away, then I'm going to want to pop fiery spike. I don't want to pop fiery chains, because fiery chains won't put a stack of fiery spike on it. You have to use fiery spike. So if I do fiery chains, it's not going to put a fiery stack on there, but if I use fiery spike, it will. And by doing this, this allows me to basically put a fiery spike on there, then get a finisher, so I get a stack of 2. If that makes sense, right? So if I let me show you an example here. So if I cast fiery spike, bam, puts it on him. Cast my oh shit, I cast the wrong finisher. But if I cast a 5-point finisher, the thing is, it'll put another stack of fiery spike on there. If that makes sense. So if I have points, and I want to switch, right? Cast fiery spike. Let's imagine I have 4 combo points. Cast my finisher, puts 2 fiery spikes on there. You have an instant 2 fiery spikes there. If I switched with a fiery chains, then I would only have 1. If that might be a little confusing, but it's worth it to keep them separate, because that situation might come up. And the other situation you want to keep them separate for is if you are fighting against 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. You want to throw blind off on one, vanish, sap another. You don't want to be casting fiery chains when they're grouped up like that, because it spreads, as I can show right here. I cast it, it spreads. See, it hops targets, and I don't want it to break my blinding or my sap, because that's just a waste. So that's why you want to keep it separate as well. Other than that, I don't use macros for this build. Now, actually, no, sorry, correction. The other macro I use is the Flame Thrust Blazing Strike, because that's just one you always want to have together. So, but I have some things separate like that. So, but that's up to you if you want that. That's basically it for macros. Because I'm trying to make these videos now without the macros at all. Because when I made the previous guides, I did that they were just basic guides, basic PvP guides, and I put macros in there, big bunched up macros to make it really easy for people. And it was really just beginner guides. And now I decided, I'm going to show how I play things. I'm going to give more advanced guides. I'm not going to put macros in the description. I'm only going to put things that I might use, so you can maximize the way you play. Because if you really want to get good at PvP, you want to peel away from those macros, guys. You want to, have things spread out so you can, you can choose when to use each ability. It's just a lot easier to play like that. Alright, as for playing with this build, it's fairly simple. Again, I just want to point out, you should be using the Assassin Crystal, not the Nightblade Crystal. Also, if you have Trials Facet, you're going to be doing a lot more damage in this build than someone who doesn't. This does a lot of damage in this build, because there's so many things it can proc from. Okay. Now that's out of the way, so usually you want to start with Jagged Strike, but again, it's all situational. Sometimes you want to use Smother. It's really up to you. So you do want to have, let me pop it. You do want to have Exposed Weakness up. That's always something you want to keep up. So, start with Jagged Strike, get your Scourge up. Pop your Twilight Force because you want the 10%. It's not going to show because the dummy's immune, but you want your 10%. Get Dust to Dawn up so you can get the 20% on your Blazing and Flame Thrust. And then, just hammer away. You want to keep Puncture up. Hit them, you want to keep Twilight Force up because you want that 10%. Just keep getting Fiery Spikes and get the stacks up. And really, that's it. You want to be in melee so you can do the puncture. You can get your backstabs off, right? If it shows it here. See, backstab, it's 7k right there. So it's better to be in melee, but if you need to play more defensively, it's fine. You can be ranged. So it's really good range of capabilities. So your Source Shot will proc your poisons and your Scourge, so take that in mind. It does a lot of damage. as well as giving you a speed increase. So it's really not that hard to play this build. Again, this build does have good burst because, here, let me get rid of that. If I pop fiery chains right here, it'll give me multiple combo. Well, nope, it didn't proc, but sometimes it'll proc and give you multiple. Let's see if I can get it this time. Come on. Wow, I'm not getting lucky here. Let me get rid of that. Let me try on these guys. So I punch it. Yeah, there it goes. See, it's spreading. It gives me multiple combo points. That can be really good burst. So, you know, if you're in a group and you throw off a flame thrust on someone and then pop fire chains, you can get almost an instant 5 combo points and then get one right out after that. So it can be very good burst with fire chains. Bursting abilities on that, you know, fire chains like I just said. If you want to burst on people, you have poison mouse, or if you're getting hammered on by a melee, pop that. That's very important. Another good way to do, you guys should do hard switches. This is really important. In PvP, if you see, let's say you're whacking on, let's say this is DPS, this is a healer. I'm whacking on the DPS, right? You know, just hammering away, blah, blah. And a healer comes up, and I want to do a hard switch. And maybe I can't blind for just some reason. I can't blind. Let's say it's on a cooldown. I have 5 combo points. My Scourge is up and Poison Mouse. You can do a really hard switch. So let's say I have 5 combo points. Pop Scourge. I can Vanish, pop Jagged, pop Poison Mouse, and just go hard. And because you have Poison Mouse up, you have Jagged Strike taken away, you have full Scourge, you're going to be doing a ton of damage. Obviously it's not showing right now because I'm not really going through how I'd actually play, but I'm going to post a video after this gets posted, of how I play this build, you know, some gameplay. But yeah, that's how you do a hard switch in this build. Obviously there's other ways, but that was just one example. Poisons you want to be using: debilitating and leeching. If you have a healer on your butt, be using lethal for that 5% crit, otherwise use leeching. Yeah, that's really it for the build. You can use Vanish or Slay offensively, defensively, it depends. You can get an offensive Jagged, offensive Silence, really what you want. Defensive Sap, it's really up to you. Again, you have Twilight Transcendence. You can pop that, that's a defensive ability. Try to pop it when you're getting bursted on, so you maximize that 50% damage taken. And as well as restore your health. So that's all good. That's really all there is for the build. Let's say, this is another situation. Just want to pop up real quick. Say you're in a 2v1. You think you're gonna die. It's fine to pop a Vanish and stay in it just to get Cloak and Dagger. Sometimes that's worth it, just to get that 50% damage and 50% less damage taken. So that's worth it. But other than that, that's really how you play the build, guys. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you enjoy this build because it's my favorite build. So I want to see you guys running out there. If you like it, say in the comments. Tell me if you liked the build. Tell me if you enjoyed it, how it went for you. If you had problems, let me know, and I'll try and help you out. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, thanks for watching. All right, see ya.